under 100 at one stage. Lots of damage done from the captain, Karan Casey, at the top of the order, but what an innings from Harmeet Singh. I actually thought they got themselves into a position where they could have got to 160, but unfortunately after the loss of the captain, Dipendra Singh Ari, and then Harmeet Singh, the rest sort of just faded away, but they've still got something to bowl to.
Well, yes, they definitely will have something to bowl to, especially if there is no dew. If the dew comes in, the batting team will be really licking their chops. The ball comes nicely onto the bat, gets a little wet in that outfield when it rolls on that lush green outfield acres, but they'll have their task cut out, won't they? The men in yellow, they didn't really bat to potential, but can they come on and put up a really brilliant show with the ball in hand?
Well, they'll have Scott Kugelheim, who will probably take the new ball, who was the joint highest wicket taker in the NPL season 1. The New Zealander, big New Zealander, bowls at a decent pace, hits the wicket hard. Harmeet Singh is an exceptional spinner, and then of course the captain with his handy little off spin as he rattles through his overs, brilliant in the field. I suppose we can always expect one run out with him in the outfield.
Yes, I've heard so much about him, but a lot depends on Ben Charlesworth as well. He played well in the first game, 44th match, 776 runs, best of 56, and a strike rate of 146. So that's going to make a difference at the top of the order in those first 6 overs. His partner at the other end, Akash Tripathi, he'll be on strike. A lot of work to be done early on for the Sudurpaschim Royals. They need to pick up wickets, and they need to pick them up in the power play. And he'll be up against this man on your screen, Scott Kugelheim. Take a look at the experience for him. 165 matches, 169 innings. Wickets, I beg your pardon, 27 is average, and phenomenal. And the fact that he bowls in that power play, the economy acceptable, 4 for 17 is best. So he'll be looking to pick up wickets early. There is a slip in place. Tripathi on strike, just moments away from start of the run chase. Kathmandu Gotkhas versus the Sudurpaschim Royals. That's the innings of the Kathmandu Gotkhas, and Tripathi up and away.
Kugelheim is a little bit expensive. His economy rate is over 8 to the over, but that's because of the style of bowling. He's aggressive. He likes to run in. He likes to try and hit the wicket. He wants to bowl fast, and so up front he can go the distance, but he also bowls in the toughest periods, right up front, and then also at the back end of the innings where batters are trying to find boundaries. But the key here for him and the Royals is that he's able to strike.
Well, if you can strike early, 8.66 runs will be acceptable by any skipper. Pick up a couple of wickets in those first 6 overs will certainly push the batting team on the back foot. What would it be? Beautifully bowled in that channel outside the off stump. We call it the corridor of uncertainty for a reason, because no opening batsman likes the ball pitched in those areas.
Yeah, not with a new one. That's a nice delivery. Just going across the left-hander. And Charlesworth in the opening game was particularly strong off the front foot. Hit the ball down the ground beautifully. Tripathi supported him. Tripathi scored at less than a runner ball, but Charlesworth was the aggressor.
He does have the time on hand because just 147. Well, that's the edge, and that'll be a boundary for Charlesworth. The first boundary for the Gorkhas coming off the blade of the left hander. 79 boundaries for the tournament. Kathmandu Gotkhas mean business.
Not sure about this field. No deep third. Instead, there's a deep point. Now, there's nothing wrong with the delivery. He's flayed it. Yes, he's trying to hit that through point, but the thick outside edge takes it to the vacant deep third. Now they've changed the field. There is a deep third, and point has come up into the 30-yard circle.
Nicely. There was a little tail in, wasn't there, to the left the left-hander. Always a problem when the ball comes in, whether you're a right-hander or a left-hander.
Should have shouted for LBW. It was a thick inside. I know you say, Pat. You obviously weren't watching the first dismissal of the match.
Tough man, Ackers. Lovely crowd coming in. It's the middle of the week, Wednesday evening, working day, but they still come support their teams. Huge crowds. There's not a seat available or full toss. And just wait for the umpire. He's looking bamboozled. Square leg umpire. He says it's fine.
I think he's got away with this because it was a slower ball, an attempted slower ball. And bear in mind, no ball will be called if it's above waist height.
Nicely struck. That'll be a boundary. The NCL Super 4. End of the over, 9 for none. Thank you for watching the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League Season 2. Coming to you live from the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Facility. The crowd has come in large numbers to support the respective sides. We're just in match 4, day 3 of this brilliant tournament. That's shaping up to be really, really good. Hemant Adami. He'll be in operation from the far end, or the southern end of this ground. The onus of securing that breakthrough squarely on his shoulders. The skipper will be looking to him to try and get Tripathi out. More so, the left-hander out. He's the danger man. No ball called, a free hit. You love those freebies, don't you?
When you don't have a significant total, you cannot afford to be giving these away. Free hits. Well over. Not even close. And these first 6 overs so important for the Royals if they want any chance of winning this game. They need to try and be as tight as they possibly can be inside the first 6. And then when Dipendra Singh bowls and Harmeet bowls, they can squeeze.
Shot. Pulled away. Oh, that was a good effort, but he was just far too inside the boundary. I think it's hit the boundary cushion on the full. We'll just wait for confirmation. There would certainly be a boundary check, but to the naked eye, that looked like it went on the full onto those boundary cushions.
Well, the fielder's signalled 6, but he would have been unsighted. And the question is does it hit those boundary cushions on the full? It does look as though it does, and that would mean 6, but we'll rock and roll a little bit here.
There it is, first maximum of the innings coming off the bat of Tripathi. Just probably guilty of being 4 or 5 yards in too many. Very lucky, very lucky. The inside edge, not dragging that onto the stumps. Let's just take a look at what happened a couple of balls ago. It wouldn't have mattered. Probably would have saved the 6. It was a free hit. There's the fielder trying to get it inside the field of play, just palming it onto those boundary cushions.
You are right, though, is that he was 5 or so meters off the boundary rope, and I don't think that these boundaries are big enough that you need to be 5 or 6 meters in off the fence. I think your heels can be right on the boundary line. You can even walk in from outside the boundary if necessary.
Certainly be called wide. Yes, it is. Oh, he's having a mixed bag, really. He's Dhami. He's gone for a 6. He's bowled a no ball and now a wide. He'll have to be careful, the Royals. Nice cricket all around. It was short, it was cut nicely and equally well fielded. Was certainly passionate about the game in Nepal. Beautifully bowled. An absolute peach of a delivery. Knew very little about it. Charlesworth there, beaten all ends up.
Yeah, decent pace as well. This skips off the surface. And there's a lovely little bit of movement away from the left-handed Charlesworth there. Off the pitch, not swing through the air. Definite seam movement. He needs to be relentless in that area. He's been a bit liquorish all sorts this over.
Loud appeal and up goes the finger. A faint little tickle to the wicketkeeper. We were saying it was a mixed bag, but he gets the all-important wicket of Ben Charlesworth. And in just the second over, the Royals lose their first wicket.
Well, this might have been a little bit on the short side, but Charlesworth had to give himself room outside leg stump to try and get the ball through the offside. And in doing so, lose a little bit of his rhythm. The outside edge is found. This is a massive wicket for the Royals because he can do some damage, but Charlesworth goes for 8. It's 18 for 1.
Well, the fans of the Gurkhas coming alive. A big wicket this of Ben Charlesworth. In walks Beam Sharkey at number 3, and a lot of work to be done from here on. 18 for 1 in pursuit of 148. Need 130 from 109 deliveries. Oh, just trying a little too much.